we're back. So we're now going to do the Valley Health mask with elastic. So if you happen to have elastic that is 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, anything super narrow, they said that like beading elastic could work, just anything small. You really don't want to use anything quite this big. This is huge. This is 3/8 inch, but we're going to use it because it's easy to see for the instructions. So again, brand new cotton or lightweight quilting cotton woven, either new fabric or something that's been purchased within the last year or so. They don't want any of your granny's old fabric. Please don't use like old sheets. So gross. I'm going to recommend that we use 2 different patterns so that it's super simple to see the front versus the back to help our healthcare workers know at a glance which side they have had next to their face. 9x6 rectangles. And we are just going to stitch, stitch, stitch. So, with the elastic, you're going to start on a long edge. Hi, everybody! We're going to start with a back and forth stitch. And you're going to come up to the corner. I like to put my needle down when I have things in the sewing machine like this to hold the fabric in place. You're going to take your elastic. You're going to open this back up. Here, let's see if we can adjust that. There we go. You're going to open this up so that you can put your elastic in between those 2 layers and just kind of put it on the diagonal. And back and forth over that corner. Whee! And then you're going to grab the other end of it, open that back up, put it down in that corner, and back and forth over top of it. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alrighty. We're just going to open up your fabrics like that so that it's inside. And back and forth across that corner. Ooh. And again, open it up, pull that other side around. There we go. And back and forth across that corner. Whee! And now you're going to come all the way back. You're going to leave about 2.5 inches open because that's how we're going to turn this guy. Alrighty. Pull your needle up. Clip your little threads. And we're going to turn it like a sock. So from the opening, you're just going to turn it back inside out. Whee! And you don't need to worry about sealing up that edge at all because we're going to stitch over the top of it. So we're going to take this to the ironing board. We're going to iron it flat because that makes it easier to pleat. Be careful of using a super high heat with your elastic. You don't want to melt your elastic with the iron. It should hold up in a sanitation cycle, but it will not hold up to your high heat iron. So there we go. Now we're going to pleat. Super simple. We're just going to turn it down and then pop it back up about 1/2 inch. About 1/2 inch. And I'm just using some steam to hold to make that stay a little faster. Fold it down, pop it back up. There's your second pleat. They want all the pleats facing all in the same direction. And last one, fold it down, pop it back up. 3 little pleats, all in a row. There we go. Now, if you need to use a pin, if you need to use pins to hold this together, totally do that. I do a lot of sewing, so I don't really enjoy pins. Make sure you don't stitch through a pin. That's a great way to put your eye out. Speaking from experience. So you're just going to hold on to that, and we are going to go, ooh, sorry for the angles. There we go. We are going to back and forth just to lock that thread in. And we're going to go all the way around as close to that corner as you can to make sure you go through the elastic one more time. Turn it. Again, putting your needle down is a great way to be able to turn without losing your place. And stitch straight through all of those layers. You might need to use a heavy-duty needle to go through this many layers of fabric. I like to use a size 14 needle for this many layers. It just makes it so that it passes right through super easy and I don't worry about breaking needles. Back and forth and back and forth, and now we're going to go through and go around one more time. Second layer of stitching. Back and forth and back and forth. That locks in those threads so that they don't fray when they wash them. We're going to clip our stitches. And that is that. Done. Super fast. Nice little cloth mask for our healthcare workers. You can see that all of the pleats are facing in the same direction. That is what they requested. And there will be, I will add to these lives, I will add the link to the pattern. There you go. Super fast. Have fun, and if you need fabric or supplies, or if you have a sewing machine but don't have materials, please fill out the form in our pinned post in the announcements, telling us what you have available or what time you have. We're going to do our best to match people up with resources so that we can get as many of these made for our local healthcare workers as possible. Thanks, y'all!